Hello everyone, I just wanted to make a quick update video, and I just picked Elden Ring because I don't know, I just felt like booting up Elden Ring, whatever, sue me. So for the next 3 days, there are expected to be temperatures basically at or below freezing for the net, for even like the high consistently throughout my area of Louisiana. It's supposed to start literally today when this video goes live, and it will be lasting until basically Thursday. So I wanted to make a quick update and just let you all know that while I will try to stream like normal, there is a very realistic chance that I may lose power and be without it for several days. I just made a tweet about this earlier as well, right before recording this, and I mean, I wasn't able to do it as eloquently as I wanted to, or as eloquently as I wanted to be able to. But just so if, like, there's still stuff scheduled on YouTube, so there won't be any. Oh, my message got appraised. I bet it was the regret one. That thing is still getting appraisals. Who rated my invisible sort one poorly? It's literally saying, hey, there's an invisible black knife assassin around here. And someone was like, ooh, I have the sentry torch equipped. So they weren't invisible. Fucking unequip the sentry torch and try to fight them. Also, those who watch my Elden Ring will notice that I've moved from my last location, which was at the Round Table Hold. That's because I was doing a little bit of off-screen stuff in preparation for Shadow of the Erdtree, which is supposed to launch, well, according to a leak, it's supposed to launch in February, but we'll see how accurate that is. They're like, it's middle of January, and there hasn't been an official word on it. But I'm excited for that. I've learned a lot about Elden Ring in the meantime, with like lore and like rune grinding and other things. And originally I was like, you know, I don't know if I want to continue with my current character doing Shadow of the Erdtree, or just start a completely new character and do like a different build. But honestly, there is Renala. Obviously, I can just go fight her again and respec if I wanted to do it. But even after like testing the stuff that I wanted to test out, I'm just like, yeah, this current build is just, it's so much better and so much more reliable. I was gonna do like a Black Flame build, which I think would be really fun. The problem is getting any of those incantations to actually hit their mark is just impossible. I tried throwing one at a troll, which everyone mistakenly calls giants. They're not. They're the giants that you see, the giant enemies that you see that like out in front of Stormvale Castle that jumps down, and that's as like a pseudo boss fight that respawns. So it's not a real boss fight. But anyway, I tried throwing one at that, and just like it just kept the Black Flame spell or incantation just kept going through the legs of the enemy. But anyway, I'm babbling now. Yeah, getting back to the overall point of this, TLD, once again, just to recap, Louisiana's infrastructure is not ready to equipped to handle temperatures, prolonged temperatures at or below freezing for a sustained amount of time. So while I will try to stream like normal, there's the very real chance that I will lose power and be without powerful stuff for like probably 2 or 3 days if that happens. Maybe that won't happen, and I'll be, fortunate, which would be nice considering the run of bad luck I've already had leading into 2024. For those that have followed my streams for a little while, I've gone into this a little bit, but basically everything water-related that could go wrong has in the past, like, 3 weeks. A pipe got clogged by the road, which caused basically the bathroom by where I record to flood whenever basically any source of water was used, and it wasn't like it wasn't like an internal pipe. Is the crazy part. It was literally a pipe by the road that was causing the issue. Then, like, right after that, the washer that I just purchased last year, I believe, is starting to have issues for the second time, where it won't cycle into the drain and spin cycle when it's only when it's set to warm and hot. And then last night, it was last night. And then last night, our water heater blew up, which means it just stopped working entirely, and water was flooding out of it. And like, we're doing everything correctly. We're not flushing anything weird down the toilet or anything like that. We're not leaving water not dripping for prolonged amounts of time. Obviously, there'd be like a time where, like, I turn off the water while getting out of the shower, but then I remember, oh wait, it's 20 degrees outside, literally. So let me turn this water back on to a drip. Anyway, sorry for rambling. This was meant to be just a little, like, 4 or 5 minute video, and it turned into a 9-minute video almost. Go me. One more time. I have basically might lose power for a couple days. Otherwise, it streams as normal. Looking forward to Shadow of the Erdtree whenever that launches. Could be February, could be a later time. I am starting to get to where I want to start doing stuff off-screen in Elden Ring, so I may start taking nights off for that. And the things I would be doing off-screen, so because we went into New Game Plus 1 just to see what carries over, we can't actually go back to some of the previous, like, areas. Like, they're still marked. Like, Faramazula over here is marked. Even the Halig tree. And Elfale are marked. They're on the map. Our character remembers where they are. But the graces that were there... In fact, even our... Oh yeah, I marked that because that's the teleport point to get to Dragon Barrow. But yeah, what isn't marked is the Sites of Grace. So, and I can't even, like, because we haven't been underground and activated any graces in New Game Plus 1, I can't teleport to, like, to basically one of the main rune grinding spot anymore. So I am tempted to basically just quickly rush through that. Obviously, I won't be able to do that if I don't have power. But yeah, I'm basically tempted to just rush through to the point to where I can get to that area. Because I found out that the golden, the sacred greatsword, or sacred relic sword, that's what it's called. Down here somewhere. Oh, it's up here. It's up, actually. Yeah, this. This is actually apparently, like, the best grinding weapon in the game because of the Wave of Gold skill. Obviously, you see I've upgraded it to +9. The reason I stopped at +9 is because I don't want to +10 a weapon that's literally only there that I'm basically would only be using for grinding. Godslayer's greatsword, I also put it +9 because I was like, I'm really tempted to try Black Flame build, and this is like the best Black Flame weapon apparently. But then there's also just Blasphemous Blade, which, funnily enough, I didn't know this. This skill for the Blasphemous Blade actually also causes actually heals you on each hit for like a certain percentage of your health. So that's a really good tank weapon. I also could upgrade the Black Knife. Because that technically would work as a Black Flame thing, because Black Flame and like Death are the Rune of Death are kinda, well, Black Flame and like the Destined Death are kind of intertwined, basically, lore-wise. I also learned something interesting about these two staves. Apparently, and we just kind of lucked out with this, Lusat's staff is actually the better option, because while Azur's staff increases your casting speed at the cost of extra mana, basically, apparently your cast speed also just naturally increases the higher your dexterity is. And that has a hard cap after a certain point, whereas Lusat's staff is just you could spend more spells or more for spells to increase their power overall. There's one more thing that I wanted to point out as well. Oh yeah. It was. I also have been informed that the best seal in the game is actually the Erdtree seal, but only when you have insanely high faith. I'm talking like 70+ faith. Otherwise, Finger Seal is just better. Although, I do have to wonder how Godslayer's Seal would compare to Golden Order Seal. Very specifically, because of... Oh wait, I'm placing Moonveil, that's why that's... very specifically because Godslayer's Seal, along with Dragon Communion, so the boost here on their passive effects is a 10% boost. So, like, if I were running a Black Flame build, I wonder if it would be better to use Godslayer's Seal versus Golden Order Seal, or Dragon Communion, or like if I was using a Dragon Communion build. Although the scaling is insanely different. Because like look, this is +9, and the scaling's only 188 versus 336. So you're basically so you're talking. Is that straight up double? It might be. You're talking 10% boost for like versus double scaling. So it might just be worth it for that. But yeah, apparently once you get like, if you get to like 70 faith, apparently the Erdtree seal really takes off in terms of its scaling. And that might not be something we're able to see because obviously we only have a couple of we only have 38 faith. But I was basically I wanted to. Oh, I also changed up my spells because I learned a couple of things where apparently night spells are actually undodgeable by enemy AI, and I've tested that out. And yes, every single time I use a night spell, the AI doesn't dodge it. Black Flame Protect Me is here as well, though it's not really necessary at this point. Still have Comet Azure, even though it hasn't really held up as much as I would like, but also we're only at 62 intelligence, which the first soft, which there is another like scaling soft cap at like 80 intelligence. I also don't want to get too overpowered for for the DLC preparation. I'll probably like try to see if people can figure out the recommended level for it before I like grind to that level. Because I don't want to grind to Matt's level and just completely steamroll through the DLC and like invalidate its existence, basically. Because that's boring. That's boring. Like when we fought Millennia, we were like what, level 210, I think. And that was a fun fight. And those fights we had against Millennia, to me, were really fun. They were very high skill. They had a very high skill requirement, basically. Along with just your level as well. And also I'm sorry, I'm just looking at all the stuff I have, and I'm like, I don't remember getting, like, a lot of this stuff. But it's because I never used it, because I couldn't use it, because they require, like, 26 strength, and I have 19. Why did I even get 19 strength? There has to be, like, one item that very specifically requires 19 strength in my loadout. Or like in I guess not. Yeah, because Moonveil scales with int and debts. Almost everything I have actually, I'm noticing, are all the weapons I'm interested in are, debt scaling. Moonveil just happens to also be int scaling, and obviously, Transient Moonlight, the special ability of it, just kills basically everything in a direction that's not a boss, anyway. Also, some people, you might be wondering why why would I want to use Godslayer's Greatsword over, versus, like, I don't know, the Godskin Peeler, I believe? Yeah, Peeler. And the simple version is, the Ash of War for the Peeler has a very limited range. Like, you basically have to be in melee distance for it to work anyway. And so that's why I think it would be better, like, if I was going to do a Black Flame build, it would be better to just be like, oh, I'll just use the Godslayer's Greatsword. But that would also just require me to completely do a whole lot of other stuff. Oh, I also found a new weapon, the Noble's S-Duck. I got that from killing a random noble, wandering noble. In Limgrave. But anyway, this has been going on for 20 minutes now, so I'm gonna go. Sorry for the long, bantering. Also, Elden Ring apparently doesn't believe in borderless windowed mode. Uh-oh. Why is this... What? Why is taskbar showing? What? Okay. Elden Ring doesn't believe in borderless windowed mode that hides the taskbar. Well, that's all. Note to self, don't use... I gotta remember not to use Elden Ring for these, update videos anymore, I guess. Later.